we're here live with Juan Jimenez, Active Body CEO, life coach, personal trainer, dear friend of mine. Juan, thank you for joining us.
It's absolutely my pleasure. Being a good friend with Jay for many years, and I've been seeing their company grow to a massive level of success back from like 2003 or 2001. When did you guys start the company?
2002. Yeah, I remember Juan was working at the Guilford Reflex store when I first started.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, he was a sales rep, and I used to come into this store. This was like the biggest store in BC at the time, you know?
Yeah, at that time it was the biggest for that franchise. And
yeah,
when we came into a store, my brother and I, we increased the sales to a level that they had never ever experienced, just because of the personality and the one-on-one service that we offered them.
Nice. And then you and your brother just decided that you wanted more, and that's how you guys started Active Body. Tell me a little bit about that.
So what happened is we worked at the store, and we told the owner that we wanted to have our own store.
Right.
So we got our own location in Yaletown, downtown Vancouver.
Yeah.
And we had the location for 5 years.
Right.
We wanted to create something for everybody, where a 70-year-old could walk into the store, a 16-year-old in the store, a hockey mom, a soccer mom could walk in and feel very comfortable with the service, as opposed to just being overwhelmed with all the massive amount of inventory, and just creating an environment that was very welcoming to just everybody. So we came up with a lot of different names. Active Body was created that way, and it just kind of grew a lot faster than we expected. It was a great start to the company.
Wow. So since then, you guys have now 22 locations.
22 locations, yeah.
Wow. And how long after you first opened your first Active Body did you start branching out? Like, tell me about that.
So the first 6 months was just really, I was never a franchise expert. You know, my specialty has always been exercise, physiology, human kinetics. I competed in 15 bodybuilding shows. I have trained thousands of people, so that was my specialty. My knowledge was completely in program design, biomechanics, helping people with their health and fitness. So I had to learn about franchising. I have a couple cool stories that a lot of people don't know. I went to the Cayman Islands. I don't know if I ever told you about that. And I met with some very hardcore entrepreneurs, business people, some titans of industry. And when you're a personal trainer, you meet all sort of people. You know what I mean? And you get to train some pretty amazing, wonderful people who you develop relationships and friendships. And I was invited on these trips. Cayman Islands, the Bahamas. And I would listen to these conversations. And these are guys who were closing deals in the millions and millions of dollars. I was sitting on a table just having lobster and having all these drinks. And these guys are closing a $250 million deal right in front of me. So it was pretty amazing to become friends with these people and learn about all sorts of different aspects of business, and franchising was one of them. They gave me a lot of really cool tips, information that I carry over to the franchise.
Is there a tip that they told you that's really helped you, that stood out for you, that's helped you kind of perform at the next level?
Absolutely, man. I mean, meeting with those guys was just life-changing. To perform at the highest levels, these guys, the main tip that they gave me, it wasn't just about how specifically is to structure a franchise or how to sell franchises. It wasn't really about the growth, the expansion. It was the term that they used was just individual congruence, and I never heard that before. I was like, "What do you guys mean by individual congruence?" And they say, "Hey, it could be individual congruence, it could be corporate congruence." It says you want to create around you not only a very strong personal growth, personal development team, you want to also develop a very strong business that really truly cares about the product and the service that you offer. And the third one is you have to go and work your butt off, man. I mean, people go and you have all these get rich quick schemes on the internet, like I get this stuff on Facebook all the time, and do this program, Facebook ads, click funnels, and then you can make all this kind of money online. Like, listen, man, I was busting my ass. Even to this day, I go to people's houses and I drop off supplements. People say, hey man, you're the president of the company. Why are you loading up all this stuff in your car? It's about the service. I got people who drive 2-3 hours just to come see me for training, for supplementation, and this is because of the service that I gave these people. So those are the 3 most important things that I learned from those guys. People have the wrong perception about a lot of these guys. These guys were just awesome, man. We were having a great time, and as I said, I trained thousands of people. So for me, hanging out with these guys and developing that friendship and learning from them was truly a blessing, for sure. For those of you that don't know, I was part of the Nutrabolics team as a sponsor athlete probably about 11 or 12 years ago. You know, it's been quite a bit, and it was amazing just to work with you guys. And I think that back then is truly when I kind of started with the life coaching and the transformation, because yeah, I was doing the personal training, but when you guys would ask me to do blogs and you guys would ask me to help with events and stuff like that, I was getting the opportunity to help a lot of people. And back then in the Nutrabolics website, we had a section where we write a blog. People would message us their questions about health, fitness, and a lot of times it wasn't just about health and fitness, about life. So I was able to help a lot of people that way. And right now I help small businesses. I get I do a little bit of consulting for them, helping them start their small franchises, or they want to grow their sales force. You know, I do a lot of sales training with them, but always the anchor is health and fitness. For me, if you have a strong body, a healthy mind, it's going to be a lot easier to not only feel great, but do better and perform better in life. And I just love helping people, man. That's my true calling in life. When I get people help their life and through fitness and supplementation and training, and then that transfers onto helping them make more money, it brings just great pleasure, man. So that's one of the things that I really want to focus on. I'm very personable with my clients, you know what I mean? And I love it. And about 2 days a week, I schedule all these people that are in Vancouver to come to my store, and I do their body composition analysis. You know, I actually do a full breakdown of how much muscle they have, how much body fat they have, what's their percentage body fat. I do the whole girth measurements. And I do that for them every 2 weeks. Trainers don't do that, they're too lazy. You know what I mean? That's so that keeps people accountable, because you see those numbers, your muscle go up, your body fat go down every 2 weeks. Not only are they gonna stick with me for a long time, I'm helping them and they're getting so much better at it. So that's what we do. Sometimes I let them come to my house, man. I just say, hey, come to my house and we'll do everything in my house. Nice. And I have some of these guys come to my house and we have 2 or 3 hour conversations because we're having a blast, right? Wow. So,
I mean, you know, when we were speaking back in the day, you know, you were telling me, you know, you wake up and you have a shot of apple cider vinegar, and you kind of have like a, you know, routine of supplements. Can you give us some insight on what that supplement sort of breakfast routine kind of looks like?
Half a lemon. It's organic. I squeeze the whole half a lemon. I grab 2 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar, 2 tea bags of organic green tea. I use ionized water. I have a Cayman machine at home, and it's OH negative, it's not H2O. So the particles of water get absorbed a lot faster into your system. A lot of people confuse, oh, it's alkaline water. Alkaline water is all the same. It's not. Ionized water, the particles are so much smaller that the absorption rate is faster. It'll cleanse out your body from any pesticides, herbicides, insecticides that you may have. But at the same time, it actually helps with releasing not only all these toxins, but it helps you lower your percent body fat a lot faster. I have women and men that by just changing to ionized water, they have lost up to 8% body fat in 1 week, which is unheard of, man. Like, a lot of people, to lose 1% body fat a week is hard. You know what I mean? So this water truly helps. So I do that, and as soon as I drink it, then I go into the Tai Chi, right? And I feel great, man. The lemon just makes you feel awesome. The apple cider vinegar has a lot of health benefits, boosts your immune system, so forth. And then after I finish that, I have the greens. I have 2 scoops of protein powder. I have a tablespoon of almond butter. I have 5 grams of creatine, 5 grams of glutamine, 5 grams of leucine, and I do it all with almond milk because I like the taste, no sugar. And I pound that back with a little bit of oatmeal,
Nice.
Not a lot, like, so I don't like feeling too bloated in the morning, so I only put about 1/3 of a cup. Give it about 15-20 minutes because I know it digests quick in my body. A lot of people need half an hour or 45 minutes to digest it properly. I use an isolate, you know what I mean? And I like changing out my proteins. I've always been a huge fan of hydrolyzed protein by you guys, the Nutrabolics brand, Isobolic, I used for many years. But I gotta say, I love the pre-workouts, man. I'm addicted to pre-workouts. Like, I take them for literally 6 to 8 weeks at a time, and then I take 4 weeks off religiously because you know your adrenal glands, you gotta give them a little break. But I was with my brother many years ago. Actually, what was it? 3 years ago when you guys released Supernova. Him and I were at Gold's Gym, and we brought a brand new bottle of Supernova to the gym, and we're like, okay, let's try this at the same time together. And I remember Camilo saying, dude, this is gotta be the best fucking pre-workout I ever tried. I said, you know what, this stuff is awesome. So I love Supernova. There's a few other ones that I'm a big fan too, but I don't change a lot of my supplements once I like them. And that's one of the benefits of having a franchise and being a retailer. I get to try everything, you know what I mean? And a lot of these companies that come to me that are new, like, look, if your product, there's so much competition. If your product has a shitty label, you already lost me. I already naturally, right there on the spot, have a negative perception of your product. Get out. I don't even want it, right? It has to look good. Yes, it has to be freaking amazing ingredients. It has to work. But at the same time, man, I mean, there's so much competition in this industry. The black and yellow stands out on the shelves. It looks awesome, right? So when I have a brand that I like, I don't really change them too much. Especially, you know, there's so much food that I eat on a daily basis. Because for me, I have built the habit of eating like a bodybuilder. Yeah, I don't compete in bodybuilding anymore. It's been 4 years since I won my last competition. I got first place, and I also got the best poser at that award. And my passion is more helping people, right? So, but eating every 2.5 hours is something that I do, and is I do it like clockwork. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah.
All right, so I mean, tell us what's in store for you, Juan. Like, tell us about your goals in the next, say, coming year. What do you got planned? What's in your mind right now? What do you got coming up?
Truly at heart, I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Health and fitness, as I said, is my anchor, and I don't think I'll ever live completely just get away from this industry because I've been an athlete my whole life, been training, been taking supplements. I believe in supplements. I believe in helping people with their training. So I think I'm going to do a lot of stuff with health and fitness still. But the legalization of marijuana and cannabis and this whole thing brings with it a lot of exciting opportunities.
Do you use any of the marijuana type products like a CBD, or do your clients, do you suggest anything in that space?
Actually, you know, as a matter of fact, I do. And I started taking them myself just for anti-inflammatory purposes. So I had some injuries with bodybuilding, and you know, just taking all your regular stuff, curcumin and glutamine and chondroitin and glucosamine and all this stuff help, but CBD added to it has really made a difference. And also my dad, for over 40 years, he suffered from migraines, and I just hate to see all these pharmaceutical drugs being pumped to him. So I said, Dad, you gotta try this CBD, man. So I got him a bunch of CBD, he tried it, and when you see somebody after 40 years of having extremely debilitating migraines go from never taking CBD products to taking them and now calling you and being like, hey, can you get me more? I actually had a good night's sleep. I don't even remember the last time I had a whole 8 hours sleep.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, this is something big, right? So my dad is full on in CBD supplementation. He does about 50 milligrams a day.
Wow.
25 milligrams in the morning, 25 at night. And my son is something that my wife and I kind of keep reserved, and we kept it in the family. But my son was actually born with a genetic disorder. It's a chromosome deletion. And it's been hard, man. It's been tough. It's been tough for the family. I mean, he's 6 years old and he needs a lot of therapies. He needs a lot of help. So I found the CBDs really have been helpful for him.
Nice.
And I had some, close people, friends. Oh, you shouldn't be giving him that. You should you don't know what you're doing. Like, you should just listen to the doctors. I'm like, yo, I'm a supplement specialist. Like, this is what I do. I'm gonna give my son some CBD. Since he started taking it, there's been some massive changes, man. And then sometimes when I really notice a difference when I stopped giving it to him. Sometimes when I run out or I forget to buy it for like a few days. You know what I mean? His balance, his equilibrium is a little bit off. Here's his speech pattern. So I truly believe in the health benefits of cannabis, man, especially CBD for sure. I tried it for myself. THC obviously has more of the psychoactive, and some people like getting the high and feeling good and stuff like that. And I tried those too, and I think it's great, man. I mean, sometimes you just, from stress and anxiety, we live in a high-paced world, and sometimes you just, the right dosage. It's not about being floored and being completely out of it. It's about just getting the therapeutic medicinal dose that for you works. For some people, 50 milligrams of THC is like, whoa, you're high for 8 hours. It's too much. But some people, they need 80. They need 100 because they've been taking it for a while, or they have really severe conditions, man. Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, burn victims, musculoskeletal disorders, multiple sclerosis. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I truly believe in the benefits, and it's pretty cool, man. I mean, just to be able to see where it's going and it's going to become legalized is pretty exciting.
Nice.
So,
well, listen, Juan, thank you so much for joining us on this.
Oh, it's been awesome, man.
I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome, brother.
Okay.
All the best to Nutrabolics, guys.
Thanks.
Make sure you order their stuff. I love it.